for tuning in to Five Good Things, powered by GOODINKMAG.com. This is China D, and I'm actually with a wonderful person today, Catrina Pullum, also known as Dr. P. She is a vision coach, a chain breaker. I consider her a fairy godmother for women in media. This woman has so many gifts. She's a jet setter going around this country to just uplift people and really to actually help them, blossom into the best person that they can be. So I want to welcome her today. Hey, Dr. P.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
You are most welcome. I mean, you are into so many things. Can you, for the people who don't know, and I don't know anybody who wouldn't know Dr. P, but can you give us a little bit of background on, what it is that what you do and, how you were called into your passion, to help people and to serve?
Oh, wow. I think my passion and gift to serve comes from my great-grandmother, because she actually raised me, and so she was always a servant. She always had that passion, that gift to help others. And so growing up with her, I think I just inherited that trait. I actually just had this conversation with my assistant on yesterday because she was getting on me. She was like, "You're always doing so much. You have to let us help you." And I had to tell her it's just natural. I've been places, they have assigned people to me, and I'm like, y'all can sit down. I got this. Let me keep moving. But I think that's where I get my gift from. That's where I get the gift from. I'm always wanting to help someone else. So I'm not stingy with any information at all.
You certainly are not. And I know that I appreciate that, along with, I'm sure, all of your mentees, that you serve. Tell me a little bit about how you got the name, The Chain Breaker. I know that you wrote a book and all of these things. Talk about The Chain Breaker.
Oh, The Chain Breaker actually came from the book. So the book is Breaking the Chains from Hurting to Healing. It came out in summer of 2014. And so from there, people began to call me The Chain Breaker. So for the last 3 years, we have built that brand. That brand has went from a book to a stage play to a song to a video. We're also working on the documentary, which is in pre-production. And we have some people looking at writing the script to the movie for Breaking the Chains. And then this summer, we're releasing the series, Breaking the Chains, The Journey of the Chain Breakers. And so we'll be following 3 other ladies and their triumphs, their obstacles, their chains that they have broken. So it's a brand.
I see. And where do you get your motivation and your drive? Like, where does that come from? Because you have so many projects, that you do. Where do you get this motivation?
Oh, my motivation comes from, besides God always giving me visions, I had to learn how to tell myself, just take notes, that I can't do everything at one time. But I have a support system. So my kids support me, my husband support me, and I always surround myself with people that's just a little bit smarter than me, on the business side, on the personal side. And so I call them like my cheerleaders, my motivational team to keep me going.
See, that's awesome. And I know, like I said, I just mentioned that, you are everywhere, and I always wonder, how does Dr. P find the time to be jet setting? 1 minute you're in Dallas, the next minute you're in Nashville, the next minute you're in California. You are on the go. How do you get a balance?
How do I get a balance? I always try to do me time. Like on Sundays, I do not come out besides church. I do not come out unless it has something to do with family. And so I try not to take any engagements or anything unless you like my BFF and I just love you like that. But other than that, Sundays, I try to keep that for family as our time to really spend time together. I also have a just about me. And then my husband and I, we try to do our couple thing as well, where we take care of each other.
And I know that's very important as a couple to have that couple time, because you can be a mommy, you can be a sister, a friend, and then a partner. So I know how important that is. How does your husband, talk a little bit about that support?
For him, February 20th was when I had a stroke.
Yes.
So my husband has always been there. But since we dealt with my health scare, like, he's really, like, there to the point where I'm like, you got to take care of yourself so you can continue to help take care of us. But we balance each other. I'm more of the strict one. I'm more of the negotiator in the business relationship partnership that we have. He's more of the calm, cool one, more optimistic. So he keeps me balanced. If something upsets me, he's the one that's like the whisperer to calm me down. Those things, I try to see things from a different perspective.
Awesome. And you mentioned about the health scare, because that's one of the reasons why we were doing this interview today, because May is National Stroke Awareness Month, and you recently had a health scare in February regarding a stroke. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. When that incident happened, I went to a meeting that Monday morning, and when I got out the meeting, I went fine. And when I got out the meeting, just felt like I was falling, felt like my leg was dragging, but I would have never thought it was a stroke. I just thought it was my nerves or something. I was like, okay, maybe it's me, maybe my pressure up, or something like that. And so I went on, and I worked all day. I went and did my radio show that night, and I got home, and my husband was in the bed, so he really didn't see me. But I had told him, I said, ooh, sis, like I'm falling. So we both was like, in the morning, it'll be gone. So go to sleep, sleep it off, it'll be gone. But when I get up the next morning, it wasn't gone. I still could barely walk. I wasn't in any pain. I was just limping. And when he heard me fall in the bathroom, so he came, made sure I was okay. And then when I came out the bathroom, it was like, okay, I'm still limping. This is not going away. And I said, I couldn't keep my left arm up. So I seen him digging in his briefcase. I'm like, what you looking for? He had went to a health fair the previous Wednesday. He pulled out the paperwork. He did the FAST, which is the stroke awareness test. F is to see if your face is drooping, which my face didn't.
Mm-hmm.
A is like to look at your arm. Well, my arm did droop. My arm could not stay up. And then the S was my slurred speech, and my speech was just slower. Mm-hmm. And of course, we missed time because the stroke happened the day before.
Wow.
And we didn't know what it was, because you have to get to the hospital within the first 3 hours of the symptoms coming on. And so once he did that, he came over and he whispered. He was like, I think you're having a stroke. Don't panic. I'm going to get you to the hospital. So he got me to the hospital. And from there, when they took my blood pressure, before I knew it, I was on all types of medication.
Wow.
I was on all types of medication. So he pretty much would say saved my life.
Yes.
Not saved me from the stroke like one news article said, but he saved my life, because I would have went on to the office still in pain, because that's how I do. I just go until I can't go anymore.
See.
So I would have went on to the office.
And a lot of women are like that, and really not even just women, people in general, because we live in a culture, where we have to push through everything. Wow, I'm just glad that you're okay, because you, and I know you already know this. God had His angels dispatched around you, because how are you going to start having stroke symptoms like a whole 24 hours? Then you lay down, go to bed, wake up the next morning, and go have the nerve to even consider going into work. And if it wasn't for your husband pulling out his training paperwork to even see that you
but
were.
I'm going to tell you,
my God.
It was like God was setting that thing up, because in October of last year, I kept saying, okay, God, what you want me to do for 2017? What you want me to do? And all he would say was, be still. Be still, like to the point where I shut my website down. It's still down because we're enhancing my brand. So I'm getting a new website. So I still have it down. So I shut the website down. I shut my fan page down, but it's back up on, my fan page is back up. But I had, was just shutting stuff down. I'm going to be still. I came into 2017. I'm not going to everything. I'm not doing all of this. So it was like he was preparing me. I knew I had the event in Vegas, and God started telling me to reach out to certain people to put them in place. So it was like, a lot of times we think, oh, the enemy caused this. Sometimes, why it can't be God that's causing it? You have to really sit and listen for the message that God is giving you. Because when I say he set it all up where we didn't have to be stressed out going through this whole phase, everything was still able to move forward. My kids didn't skip a beat. My events, I only had to cancel a couple of my events, but he had warned me already not to do them, but I was still trying to do them. So I was okay with canceling them.
Right.
And so, like, how I just had that tugging, like, okay, I need to cancel, because especially for one event, everybody I wanted to be there had another obligation. Where they do that at?
Right.
They had other obligations. People who was trying to make it work to get there, they could not get their schedule to fit into that. And so, so I was like, okay. So, but yeah, I mean, God, I have learned so much, and I could have been worse off, because according to the test they ran, according to the doctors, yeah, I'm not supposed to be where I am right now. I'm not supposed to remember nothing from my past. My memory is supposed to be erased.
Wow. Yeah. So that's awesome. I mean, all praise to God for that, because like that's unheard of. So you definitely have a lot more work to do. So we know that. But now you're in recovery mode. Talk about the recovery. Your recovery now.
My recovery right now, well, I have most of my arm and hand movements back. I'm working on my ankle, my left ankle and knee. So it requires intensive physical therapy. I have a whole medical team. Like, a lot of us don't believe in psychologists, but I have a psychologist who deals with not the touchy-feely stuff, but deals with the study of the brain. Teaches me how to get my brain to use other ways, because the part of my brain that was affected tells my body parts what to do. It tells my left side what how it needs to move. And so now my brain has to go around the damaged part and come up with new ways to tell my leg it needs to work, to tell my ankle, it's time to pick it up so I can walk correctly. And so I deal with a psychologist, a nutritionist, because health is very important for a woman like me that's constantly on the go. There's no good, healthy fast food restaurant, so you be constantly just picking up food to, just to either not eat or picking up food to get something quick. Well, if it's not healthy, you build up all of that cholesterol, all that bread, the starches turn into sugar, which causes diabetes. You're constantly on the go. You're going to bed at 2, but you're waking up at 6, which can cause your blood pressure to go up because you're not getting that much sleep and you're wearing yourself down. And so those are some of the things that cause it. So, nutrition, dietitian. I have 3 therapists, physical, occupational, speech therapy. And I have a rehab doctor along with a neurologist and a primary care doctor.
So I
got a lot of people.
You you got a squad is what you got. You got a total health squad in your corner that's going to get you right back on track. That's what you got.
Yes. Yes. And so when I say it's been like amazing, my husband, when you called, I was on the phone with him. He was telling me how it worked was that he went back to his office, gave his HR person a big hug, and he was like, please don't press no charges on me, but I just got to hug you because they did a health fair, and we don't take health fairs seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And because when he came home showing me the paperwork, girl, I was like, I was acting like I was listening, but I was working on something. And so I was like, oh, okay, all right, And so when he told them what happened, they began to reach out to the hospital that came to do the health fair, and they all collaborated. They was like, we want to use y'all as the face of our campaign. So the hospital is doing the campaign. His corporate company is doing the campaign. And the hospital reached out to the news media. As soon as they pressed send on their press release, the news station called us. So that's how we did it. We did the news review. His company launched their campaign 2 weeks ago, and today he says people are still liking it, still sending him messages, still commenting, and so it's been nothing but positivity. And that's the only reason I agreed to share the story,
right?
Was so that we can help people, because you know how many single mothers out there that's on the go, how many working class mothers are married, wives that's out there that's constantly, I'm trying to build my business, I'm trying to work, the kids got to go here, and, just all those different things, and we have a tendency to wear ourselves out and not listen to our body, which causes us to stress, which causes us to be in situations like I'm in.
Right. And you definitely have a happy ending. Thank God, for your story. So what would be your overall message that you would want to share with listeners today regarding, the whole experience from the beginning, when you had your stroke and now you're in recovery and you're on the mend? What would be the overall message in regards to this experience?
The overall experience is that remember to put you first. It's okay to put yourself first. And always see what the message is in the middle of what you may call a mess. That's what I had to do, because I'm in the process of writing my new book. And so I kept saying, God, what am I going to talk about? Well, he gave me what I'm going to talk about this experience. I'm going to talk about this experience because for me, in going, I'm like, I'm too young. It was right a month before my birthday. I'm not supposed to have a stroke. I got things to do. That's how I was thinking, when stuff first happened. And then when I got to rehab, I'm like, I don't want to be in here with these old people. This is not for me. I don't see nobody look like me. But it was those older people who actually saved me from having a mental health breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally, no, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Even my husband said he was surprised because I crack jokes, still do crack jokes. I crack jokes and everything. When it was time to leave rehab, I was like, I'm not ready to go. Because if I can watch people in a situation worse off than me, and I watch their progress where they're not walking at all, and by the time they get ready to leave the place, they're walking. Yes, that's total inspiration to me.
Wow.
So they encourage me to exercise, to go through therapy, all of that. We cheered each other on.
So it was a reciprocal thing. You were sprinkling your magic dust on them, and they were giving it right back to you.
Because a lot of times they would say, "Oh, you're walking better than us." I was like, "But you gonna get there." So I had to stop and process. Okay, God, and seeing what it is that they're going through. Like when I went yesterday to the part of inpatient rehab, when I went yesterday to get some tests done, just to see people who were, like I said, wheelchair bound, could not move their legs at all, and then a month later, they're up. And so I like that the rehab is a special rehab that specializes in patients who have had a brain injury. And so they specially train their staff. And when I say miracles happen over there. Because I've had people inbox me and say, I can't walk, I'm still paralyzed, I'm this, I'm that. I've had people who I've made referrals. I'm like, call them, check them out, so they can come in and get some services from the hospital.
See, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. What's next for you, Dr. P? Like I said, you're a woman that has so many projects going on, and now that you're on
I'm planning a tour.
That's what I want to hear about. So what's next for Dr. P for all those people who want to know?
I'm going to add you to the group. We just started, so I told you I'm finishing up the book. Yep. That's going to be released this summer. Breaking the Chains, the journey of the chain breakers. And so, oh my God, it's 3 amazing authors who have never written a book. This is their first time. And what all the authors have in common, they never had anybody to believe in them. They went through their struggles and they triumphed over their struggles, but they never had anyone to push them into their purpose. And so I'm just so amazed. I had a chance to spend the weekend with them, celebrate with them, love on them. And so just stay tuned to some good stuff coming from them, because we're planning a tour now. We plan to have it filmed and documented. I love being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So we're working on that, because the tour may include us going out of the country. One of the young ladies is from Jamaica, but she lives in New York. So we'll be going out of the country as well to her hometown. And we have that. And I'm planning something big for next March, which is going to be a big gala that we're going to do for Educate Our Children.
Oh.
And so it's going to be a scholarship fundraiser.
Mm.
So those are the 2 big things that I'm doing. I'm trying not to do too much at one time.
Right.
I won't be back in the hospital. But those are 2 of the big things that I have coming up, because I really want to take my time with this new book and make sure that, the tour gets out to where it needs to get to. So we'll be spending a lot of time working on that.
Great. So if our listeners here, if they want to learn more about Mrs. Catrina Pullum, Dr. P, Chain Breaker, and all the above, where can they go to learn more about you? You have an Instagram, Twitter?
I have an Instagram, and it's under Dr. Catrina. It's DrCatrina. Or you can look me up on Twitter at Dr. Pullum, DrPullum. Or you can look up Dr. Catrina on Facebook. And my fan page, I can't accept any more friends, but my fan page.
She's just that popular, guys, so.
Yeah, my fan page will come up, and then we may, by next month, have a new page called Meet the Pullums. That's something else. I just had a conference call today. We're looking at the cameras, just following our schedule, following us around from the kids on up to me and my husband, so that'll be quite interesting.
Oh, yeah, I would totally watch. Yes. Please let me know that schedule and when it airs and all of that, because I would be totally setting my DVR for that.
Yeah, so that's something we're looking at doing, so we're still talking. We're still talking about it, because, my first thing was we don't do drama. Now, we're going to give you the real, but we ain't all about drama and making ourselves look bad on television. We don't do that. I don't
No.
care how much money you want to pay us. We don't do that.
And that's the thing. We need some positive, role models and some positive people to follow out there. So, yes, we definitely want to follow the Pullums.
Yes.
But thanks for your time. We love you over here. So
I love y'all, too. My little nieces and nephews over there. My little nieces and nephew over there.
Yes, yes. And so we look forward to all the new things that you got going on. And so we want to support that. And so we ask our listeners, please follow Dr. P on all her social media networks and stay in tune to what's coming next for her. And let's all continue to pray for her and her family and wish them well.
Thank you.
Not a problem.